Hello, and welcome to this month's Powerups update. So this is compiled from a few different sources, so let me just detail those here. So you have the Powerups blog, which I pick up some kind of different articles from. I have a look at the Powerups release plan and kind of show you what's happening in January 2021. I also attend the Powerups community call every month, and there they basically have presenters that come on. So there's a few different things that I picked up there that I thought would be good to get you excited about. So starting with the blog, I'm not actually doing a demo in this particular video. There's quite a few different blog articles that came out, but these are the kind of 7 or so that I found particularly interesting. So I'm going to run through these and just say a sentence or two about them. But if you click on the actual links provided, then you will actually be able to go through to the article and have a play around on the actual blog itself, and obviously go and then have a play around on the apps. So you can now edit records on a main app related to records. So what you can do, for example, is if you have like a primary contact and you have a related entity, which is say addresses, or I guess even the contacts that you want your emergency contacts, and you can actually edit those on a form straight away, which is great. Kind of really speeds up that process. There's a new simple image control for model-driven apps, and this is great. I mean, this component basically means that you're kind of speeding up that development, and you can actually kind of open and delete images quite quickly. Third one there, you can now share Dataverse for teams beyond a team. So that means that, say, if you've created a particular application and using Dataverse within your own team within Teams, you can actually kind of configure your security profile now and share that broadly inside your team, which is great. Monitor is now available and it's generally available. So I'm going to come on to that later, actually. So I'm going to touch on that very briefly, but leave it there. Push notifications are now available in the model-driven application. So you actually go through and use Power Automate, and you can create these push notifications to notify your user. You can use the innovation backlog to manage the app and flow ideas. So this is basically part of the Center of Excellence kit. And there's essentially a tooling system in which you can actually just add ideas for your organization. So that's pretty cool. We have the general availability of geospatial features, which I'm very excited about. So in the Canvas applications, you can add addresses and maps far more easily than you were able to do before. So that's the Powerups blog. The Powerups release plan, only one on this month, which I spotted, which is the ability to use offline mode to synchronize model-driven apps on the Windows devices. So this means that users can actually interact with this Windows applications offline. As soon as they become online, everything gets saved. So that's pretty cool on the Dynamics 365 space. Now, the Powerups community. Brian Knight presented on the Powerups Portal. So for those of you that don't know, this is the a new feature that came out last year in order to build responsive applications. He walked through a bit of a demo, and really, he really inspired me to see how quick it is to do this. So do check out the community video, which I will link as well, and you'll be able to go into that. Haseem presented on debugging Powerups with Monitor. So this is what I was referring to earlier on the blog, which is now in general availability. Now, the kind of things you can do with Monitor is you can see why there are errors, why is it slow, what is the content of some of the data requests. And the amazing thing is you can collaborate with this. So you can actually invite users to look at your monitor screen. And you can even connect users that are on the published application. Now, I always come across this in which my player application is absolutely fine. Since I publish it, that's where some of my errors are actually occurring. So yeah, a lot to dig into this space. Definitely worth checking out. The third one here is the Azure API Management connector. Now, this is a complete amazing way of actually getting around licensing. So I'm going to say that first. So rather than having a custom connector that you use within your Power App, you're going to use this connector called Azure API Management, in which you can actually connect APIs that you would have otherwise used in a custom connector. Now, by doing this, this is a standard connector, which means that you can get around the licensing. And that's actually how they're marketing this. So this isn't like a catch or anything like that. It's genuinely how they're marketing this piece. And the last thing here is just a few links that the Powerups community call in particular called out. So the first one there, I haven't actually linked there, but it's the demo extravaganza. So essentially, you can submit a bunch of demos. Great way to kind of get your name out there. Source codes for Canvas apps. I am absolutely excited by this. So essentially, one of my biggest gripes ever has been in a Canvas app, I can't control F. If I want to find something, I can't control F. Now, this is completely experimental, so there's a bit of a caveat in there. Don't get too excited. But essentially, you can take the source code, put it into like Visual Studio, actually edit the code and put it back in. Revolutionary. So I'm really excited to see how that goes. There's a link there on a stroke recovery application, which is an application. So I'm actually going to open this one because I think this is definitely one that we should be looking at. So let me just open that up. So it's essentially an application built and it's used to kind of rehabilitate people, who are going through this. Built by someone called Paul. And you can see here, there's a few different screens. And yeah, this is, I mean, he actually was a stroke survivor, so this is incredible. And the last one there is the Powerups Bootcamp, which is, again, looks very exciting. So I haven't actually worked out how to sign up, but if you kind of go on this and you register, you'll see that it's a 4-day online bootcamp in which you can learn all about the Power Platform. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned something from that. And thank you for listening to me. Thank you.